I know it's I know.
There you go.
I may not be able to come on camera. I apologize for that.
That's fine. You go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay.
The host will observe that I've been coming in and out.
Yeah. We have a lot of people dropping out. Yes.
Yeah.
Personally, in my own situation is because of the reports I'm just receiving of the ongoing attack in southern Borno on the Christian-dominated communities. Very close to Chibok. Now, the attack began since yesterday. Yes, there's military presence there, but the military seems not to actually be up and doing. And Boko Haram and ISIS, ISWAP, they came today. They started attacking a community of over 144,000 people. So since morning 8 o'clock, they've been there, and I just learned because it was confirmed that they killed a brigadier general.
Yes.
Along with other military personnel. So, but one thing I want us to know tonight, because I got this feedback from an eyewitness report from that area, that 99% of the attackers, the terrorists that came, are foreigners.
99%.
99% are foreigners.
We've been hearing that over and over. There's a non-indigenous Fulani in the land.
Yes. So our political leaders will go on the media to spread all kinds of lies, like the governor of Borno State.
Yes.
Governor Zulu,
yes,
who said that the situation in Borno State right now is calm, and by 4th of January, everybody, those that are living in IDP camps will go back to their villages. Right. But the villages are on fire right away. As we are speaking right now, attack.
I certainly hope that they are getting some video so that we can, and that's why we're doing this thing, so that we can continue to keep the international community that these things are escalating. Okay, these are not border former conflicts. This is an invasion by non-indigenous people. This is an outright invasion. I mean, how can you on a daily basis talk about a conflict when the other people the only people that are dying are the indigenous people?
Oh yes.
That's a war.
It is.
So
it's
a war. It's a genocide on the indigenous people in Nigeria.
Yes.
So we'll work on getting videos and pictures from the scene so that we'll be able to pop
to show it to the world. We'll definitely be sharing on the platforms.
Right, but I think we're kind of running out of time. Let's talk about what Governor Autumn has done.
Quickly, can I just
please for the international communities to see and know what we're talking about? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no, thank you so much. I just want to add something. The name of the general brigadier that was killed was General Zama Zikushu. He was the commander of the 28th Brigade of the Task Force Chibok. He was killed. They killed the general along with 3 other soldiers as they were on their way to reinforce the troops in the village of Bumbuwa near Askira Uba.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Very correct. Very correct.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you. Please be safe out there. I want you to be safe. Stay safe. And please do send us reports. We appreciate that.
And of course, you know that the Boko Haram people and the terrorists that placed into the Nigerian army, they always reveal movements of truth. And that's why they easily kill them. But anyway, what I wanted to ask is there's a way we can put a little pressure on the International Criminal Court by sending them new information and bombarding them with messages to take action, because it's getting it's out of control that people are. I mean, I don't know who's going to be left.
Yeah, and that's their plan. We mustn't, and this causes we from what we're seeing now, from the evidence placed by Thomas just now, this about this attack in Borno, where he talked about the general which I've mentioned just now, and over 140 something thousand people being killed and villages being burned. We can no longer rely on any of our political leaders in the south because they're not addressing the issues. That is why you and me.
We need to find this information quickly and bombard the International Criminal Court with all this new happening to see if they can, hasten the action they are taking. That's what my suggestion.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Eugene. I appreciate this. Okay, so let me, I will thank you for that interjection again, as ever. So, and also, Thomas, thank you so much. If you do have any updates for us, Thomas, again, please do just, raise your hand, leave a comment, and we'll bring you on board straight away. Thank you. So let me just, I'll bring Jean, in case Jean may want to come in. Let me just quickly get Jean on board. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to, what do you see? Okay, she's here. I'll just add her, and I'll carry on for a minute. So I want to read this second. Read this last bit, then we can close out. But then I want to go and talk about the report from the Governor Autumn, because that's a hopeful point for us. So let me just finish this one, the ICC report. I want to close that out. So it says here, the predicament we confronted with due to capacity constraints underscores the clear mismatch between the resources afforded to my office and the ever-growing demands placed upon it. It is a situation that requires not only prioritization on behalf of the office, to which we remain firmly committed, but also open and frank discussions with the Assembly of States, parties, and other stakeholders of the Rome Statute system on the real resources needed of my office in order to effectively execute its statutory mandate. As we move towards the next steps concerning the situation in Nigeria, I count on the full support of the Nigerian authorities, as well as the Assembly of State parties, more generally on those whose support the court ultimately depends. And as we look ahead to the future investigation in the independent and impartial exercise of our mandate, I also look forward to a constructive and collaborative exchange with the government of Nigeria to determine how justice may best be served under the shared framework of complementary domestic and international action. I will have to say to you, I have no confidence whatsoever in anything that will come from the Nigerian government, because their agenda is to land grab across the whole of the South. And we have to be very, very, very conscious of that. However well-intentioned the actions of the ICC are, and whatever their priorities, they are, from their own point of view, they're not at the cold face, as it were. We are the ones at the cold face. That responsibility almost ultimately falls on you and I, to make sure that we collectively are bringing in as much information to get to the world, doing as much as we can to empower people to actually protect themselves against this attack, because they're ancestor. You just had Bono and the governor of Zulu saying, oh, they will be moving people back they will send them back to their homes from IDP camp. So where you had June say 100,000 square, what did you say, 100,000 square,
yeah, 70,000.
70,000.
Yeah, 70,000.
You see, 70,000. Clear.
Yeah, and the report that we have is that they have now taken over 132,000 acres of farmland alone.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is so that report is stunning. We may share it, and I think we can even. Should we have the link out for to look at themselves, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm talking about the ICC report itself.
Yeah,
is that
I
something?
can provide the link.
Yeah, so if you do want to just reach out to Jean and she can provide that to you. These
are
are things that we should do. Yeah, so these are things that we need to really look at. Now, quickly because of only for time purposes, I want to talk about something very hopeful. What Governor Autumn did is a very hopeful development, and I want to really quickly go over that, and if I may, just to quickly give you a bit more, idea of what he did and how that is a very, very good move. So basically, there was he basically looked into, I may not go into it in great detail, but I'll try. He looked at the laws as it currently stands in Benue State. He looked at the laws as it stands with the increasing killings of Benuans, by Fulani terrorists, ISWAP, Boko Haram. So he's been asking the government to allow them to protect themselves. So he actually changed the law. So this is what I want to look at now. I want to mention that. So let me read that to you. So this is something that, and again, we urge every single Southern governor to take a leaf out of Governor Autumn's book. I'm sure Jane will actually support me saying this.
Absolutely, we've been talking about this.
Yes.
The government says it cannot protect you.
Exactly.
Governors in the southern,
Exactly.
the south,
Exactly.
take charge on
Exactly.
your people.
Exactly.
You have the right to do that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Governor Autumn did. He didn't wait, he couldn't wait any longer because he knew that every day that he waited, they were hitting thousands of the people. So what he did, he says, Governor Autumn, as Benue Governor Autumn, Samuel Autumn, signed amended law to allow volunteer guards to bear arms. Very, very important. Every governor in the South, take note. Every Southern governor, take note. If Governor Autumn can amend the law in the state, so can you. No excuses. No excuses. Is that right? Am I right, Jean? Am I right?
Yes, none.
Okay. So Samuel Autumn, Governor of Benue State, on Tuesday, October 26th, assented to the amended Community Volunteer Guards Law of the state, allowing local guards to carry weapons legally, recognized by the Constitution. The law was first passed in 2000 by the State and House of Assembly and assented to by Judge Akume, former governor of Benue. But Autumn says it has become pertinent to amend the law to aid the guards complement the grossly inadequate conventional security agents in the fight against insecurity. Autumn added that the traditional rulers would oversee the recruitment of the guards as it is community-based. So you see, it's not just giving them guns, it's coming up with a clear strategy and a plan as to how they would recruit each of the people who are going to be community guards. And this is very, very important because some other people say, oh, you're giving guns to anybody. But we know that what's happening with the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, that's what the government is doing. They're bringing the people from outside. Governor Bala Mohammed, that's what he said. That's what he said. Bring you're welcoming. Code for, come in, we'll give you weapons, we'll give you arms, take the land. So what he's doing is actually a very, very good step. And we want every single governor. Don't think out of the box now. Just follow, don't reinvent the wheel. The wheel is in front of you. Just copy it. That is it. That's all we're asking you to do. So now, so where am I now? So now, those to be recruited must be within the age bracket of 18 to 50 years and should have a means of livelihood, Autumn said. I want the guards to do their work devoid of politics. Again, we know how they use that politics game again because that is the speciality of the government that we're under. So with those of you against Southerners, if you are not safe, then you have nothing. So your focus is in each of the states when if you are tasked with the job of providing safety and security, let that be your focus. Do not be swayed by the politics of money to make you drop your guard and then leave your people defenseless. That's what we mean, in case you don't understand. Now, okay. So and it says here, in the past, Autumn has been in favor of Nigerians being allowed to carry AK-47 in self-defense, and also as Benue indigent to carry guns and defend themselves from Fulani herdsmen and gunmen. So
it is too much.
It is too much. If the government, like I said, you heard me say it, when they leave Islamia all over the north, they graduate with AK-47. I kid you not.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the video where the Fulani herdsmen, those that have been around for a long time,
yes,
said, we don't use guns. They came and they gave us the guns.
Yes, that's the video I'm
gave
referring
us the guns. You saw the video.
I saw that video. That's exactly the video I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this is happening all over the north.
This
It's not
is
just
a
one
different
place.
one. This is the older Fulani person.
Yes, older, slightly older.
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. That
Yeah.
they did not have these
They did not-
AK-47.
yeah.
The government came and
They
gave
gave
it to them. They gave
Exactly.
it to them.
Exactly. They got
Yeah,
and said the government.
what has happened to Buhari's shoot on sight?
Oh,
Apparently, it's only indigents that can find them with
Exactly.
these weapons. They
Exactly.
turn them in, and then
Exactly.
nothing happens. But we've
Exactly.
got a couple of people who
Yeah.
have questions, or comments. We've
Yes,
got,
okay.
We only have 8 more minutes.
Okay, so let me.
Wants to make a comment, and then Paul.
Yeah, let me bring them up. Let me bring them up straight away.
Let's give them an opportunity to join us.
Yeah, okay. So go ahead and then do play again. So now let me
Go ahead.
please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and please join the discussion. Go ahead. Yeah, my sister, you can yes.
Are you referencing me or?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
go ahead,
Yes,
go ahead,
yes,
and
please.
then Paul is speaking after
I
you.
just wanted to say that, Governor Autumn, establishing that in his territory is a step in the right direction. But I want us to also believe that our Southwest governors, they've done that through Amotepu, but they haven't been, I would say they've been cowardly in their,
They were boxing. They were not following the same.
There's no match for the gun side. There's no match for the AK-47.
Yeah.
They need
That's what
similar weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Go ahead.
that's what I was about to say is that they started Amotepu, but then the federal government, prevented them from interfered and prevented them from actually, allowing Amotepu to do the exact thing that Governor Autumn is asking for. So I believe that it is time for our Southwest governors to to shake away their fears or whatever it is, their cowardice.
Yeah.
And be bold enough to say, if we establish a separate security personnel or apparatus for our region, we also need to equip them with the appropriate arms and the tools that they need to protect our people, because what is it right now is a joke. So I believe that they need to follow the footsteps of Governor Autumn.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comment, sister. I appreciate that. Okay. My brother, Paul, please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard what you guys are talking about. It's a whole lot of trouble in the country. Insecurity everywhere. They are just killing all the way. But I just want to report about my own area in Imo State. What is going on?
Yeah, please. Yes, please. Yes.
I sent a WhatsApp message about 2-3 weeks ago that the army has been coming to my village for some months now. It's almost like a daily occurrence. They are coming after IPOB ECN men who, yes, they are somewhere within the forest area, but they are not stopping the community. They say their plan is to keep away herdsmen from that area. But I know our governor, the way he has assumed power through the Supreme Court,
Yes.
all of us believe that this Buhari regime do their will. So they bring him. So the man went to Abuja to request for the army to come to Imo State. So the army has been coming to my area. In fact, as far as I'm speaking with you now, people are no longer, many have fled their home because if you don't see these innocent men, they go into the community and kill, and they just kill, burn houses.
We're not calling for the government to send forces because we've already been told that they're
Yeah. No way. Yes, yeah.
We want our own people, the indigents
Yes.
of the land, to protect themselves.
Yeah,
exactly.
The government, did not the Minister of Defense say that they cannot protect the people?
Yeah.
He said
So
so.
they've been coming for some time, like they've been burning houses. They run into people who are going to church, like they killed one young man because they asked him, go show us where he is. The boy told them that he's just coming from mass, evening mass or so.
Mm-hmm.
He just shot the boy dead. They come with helicopter gunships, armored cars, and human vehicles, and then they just ransack places. They go into some homes to see elderly widows and ask them, where are the young men in this house? They will tell them that our boys are not around. They will leave. Sometimes they will make some crazy noise.
Yeah, I have heard that actually because I have some people in
Yes,
Imo
it's something in my
that we
own
have, and they
it's
say,
in your village.
Yeah.
It's happening in my village as I speak. My elder brother is in the east, so at the moment now we've managed to. My mom is 84. Oh my God! Managed to move him out, and I tried what my brother told me how they took her out. They had to get a motorbike. Yes. And one of our relatives was with her in the motorbike, and they took her to my dad's elder sister's hometown. She's there. Now, this woman has not left her home since she got married, only coming and whatever. She's no longer there. Many people have fled the home. They only come back once in a while when they have heard from people who refuse to go, who say, no, this is our home, we cannot go. If you have any issue with the ASM boys, go after them in the forest, leave people to go about their business. So, as it is now, the government is not making any effort. Our member, the man from our local government representing us in the State House of Assembly, is not doing anything. They are all compromised. The one at the House of Reps is a former customs officer. His name is Jerry Alabo, so he's not doing anything at all. So it's really, we are just on our own. So
this is where the the social structure needs to step in, right? Yeah. This is where the Hanezes and the and different organizations like that need to step in. Like in the southeast, they have the Haneze, they have the
let's and all that. But Imo State in particular has a peculiarity. Since this governor came in, it's like he managed to shut down
the Supreme Court governor, candidate number 4.
Yeah, exactly. Because now become one.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the man has managed. People are living in fear, in fact, in the state, because anybody who opposes the man tends to use the military against them. So
I mean, like I said, we need to actually get using So guys, let's just.
Jim, I will send you more videos of
please do.
Okay, yeah, because guys, we need to be on Twitter, we need to be on TikTok, we need to be on Instagram. Okay, that's what we're gonna talk about. With the ICC, we're gonna send out information on their address, their email, the Twitter handle. Everybody that's in the Alliance territory needs to be doing this.
Yes,
exactly. Fax number, phone number. We need to be calling them and giving them updates as to what's actually going on. And this needs to be accelerated.
Yeah.
We need to be talking to the UN. It needs to be accelerated. We need to be talking to the State Department. This needs to be accelerated. We need to be talking to the UK, EU, ECOWAS, African Union. Guys, we can reach them. We just need all of us to come.
Yeah.
We all need to come.
One of those information I have, the videos I do, clips.
Yeah.
Okay. They're bringing helicopters in Canada. See, there's a war. Helicopter gunships. People, you see soldiers shooting from helicopter into living areas. So bad. Thank you.
My brother, listen, please stay safe out there. Stay safe. And I wish you well. And I hope everybody watching. This is why we Southerners, we need to work together. You should not be left to the mercy of these killers. We need to be able to. The government, your state government should be providing this help and safety and security for you and your brothers and everybody. But we can clearly see that they're not doing that. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, this highlights the need for us to get on social media. Twitter handles, that is a very powerful point Jim made. Let's, get out there with Twitter handles. Videos, send it, send anything you have. Thank you very much, Paul, my brother. And it is heartbreaking. Honestly, when you're hearing it first time, what are your thoughts when you're hearing this?
Oh my goodness! I mean, I've been shaking my head, here, and it's just so. I mean, it's very agonizing just to hear this. That now that the federal government, of course, we know that we know how wicked and useless they are, but for them to now be demonstrating it, in broad daylight with with impunity and nobody is really saying anything. Paul said something. He said that they will go into people's homes and be asking for the young men. That in itself,
that's
war.
That's
That in itself an act of war with the kids, boys and men. It is war. So there's some of us that keep saying, oh, we don't want war. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't provoke them. We are already. I mean, war has been declared on us.
Yes, the invasion is active.
It is
active, and it is clipping up. It is flipping up. And so all these people that are talking about going to 2023 election while your house is burning, you better think. You really need to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you give those people a chance to stay on here longer, okay, there's not going to be much left. Okay, and we're getting, I'm getting first-hand report about this going from house to house, and the young men cannot even be out in broad daylight. They're being extremely careful. They said the situation is grave. The UN itself in 2019 said the situation was grave. In 2019, I said that urgent action is needed. Here we are, 2 years later. Where is the urgent action, Walt? And I'm speaking to you, UN. I'm speaking to you, NATO. Speaking to you, EU Council. Okay, I'm speaking to you, State Department in the US. I'm speaking to you, the UK Parliament, the UK House of Lords. Where is the urgent action? People are being killed. They're dying like chickens. Where is that urgent action? When you had hunger, did any of you ask Buhari why all of this is coming out? We're out here providing with the information. We're putting it to you. It's verifiable. Amnesty International is on the ground. UNICEF is on the ground.
They're all there.
The UN is on the ground. ICC is on the ground. They're sending this information out. So world leaders, where's your action? Are you going to wait until another Rwanda is on our hands, or worse than Rwanda?
Worse than that.
Is that what you're
Because we
waiting
are
for?
200 million plus.
Okay, we've got 90 million living in poverty right now. We're not counting those that have been starved to death. That's the future of the indigents being stuffed out. Okay, we need to get to the place where these Western countries get off their duck in stealing the goods.
Resources.
Exactly. And keeping this kind of thing going on in Africa. It needs to end. It must end now. Okay? We're human beings now. Okay? We are human beings. We don't have to wear our positions on our forehead for us to be human beings. Look around you, world. Look at what Nigerians are doing everywhere. And they're indigenous Nigerians. Look at what they're doing, the contribution to the world. And you're sitting back and letting barbarians slaughter people. What are you waiting for, Antonio Guterres? What are you waiting for? Your own special rapporteur told you in 2019 that urgent action is needed. What have you done?
Mohammed, Mohammed will be sort of telling him something else.
Well, he knows the truth. His own special rapporteur. He should be listening to her. Okay? I know she's moved on from that role, but another special rapporteur was sent in 2020. And he said that the things were even worse. Where's the outrage from the world leaders? Where's the outrage? Where are the sanctions? So I'm like, our people, come on, indigenous Nigerians, if you guys stay silent,
Exactly.
if you don't start
Get snuffed out.
okay, you've already lost. And you will start losing even more. These are not stories that are made up by those in the diaspora. This is reality. That's why we're giving you the information on the ICC. We gave you the information on the UN, Amnesty International. These are objective third parties. It's not diaspora making it up. It's you heard what they said. The ICC has taken missions to Nigeria.
Yeah, Jean. Just like Mr. Faleti suggested earlier on, and I know that this is being reported, and that people are watching it, and some other people are going to watch it later on. But just to make sure, just to make sure that we're reaching everyone, and that no individual is left behind. Is it possible for us to do this? Do things a little differently by maybe if this group start going to the Nina start going to the different groups and making these numbers and this information, this data available and talking to people that, because even though we do have people on the platform, and some of them are not, and some of them are just a few of the people from other groups are on Nina's platform, and even we don't have a whole lot of them attending this session. So we just need to cast our net wider
I
so
think-
that we can
We
reach
have been,
people.
we have been,
I think
but
we
we
have to
need,
get on the
we
road.
need the whole diversity of our people.
Yeah.
The educational roadshow.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
to be doing that now instead of waiting for them to.
Yeah, but we need people, all right? We need people, like you, Mother, you've been coming to this meeting, you've moderated, you've presented, Stephen is now on board, Eugene has been coming, he's on board, and Mora, so we keep training and training and training people for that specific purpose, okay? And that's the specific purpose. We've been training a lot of people, and, but they also have to learn the information, because at the beginning, we always try to give the background, give the information, because people want to know what has been done. You need to know the steps that have been taken, right? So if you go to Freedom from Nigeria, Steps to Our Freedom, the information is documented there. There's videos there. There's, chronological reporting of what's going on, right? So yes, we need a wider diversity of people to join in. And that's where we ourselves need to be reaching out to other people, reaching out to churches, reaching out to the organizations that we belong to, our own village organizations, and sharing this information with them. That's what activated people power is about. Okay? So we're providing the NINA's message, and we're trying to activate people from this platform so that people they've got the videos, they've got the information, and it's on Twitter. We break it down on Twitter, to little bite-sized information. Like I said, we're getting ready to start TikTok so that we can take pieces of this information so that it can start traveling a lot to the young people, right? So these are all things that we're trying to do, but we just need people so that we can
need more.
expand our circle.
We will. I just wanted to. Who's speaking?
That's
Mr. Quality here.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir. Jim, please allow me to make this as plain as I can. I know and appreciate all our efforts, but what you may not realize is that there is a very pervasive credibility gap between NINAS and the Alliance members. We need urgently to bridge that gap. One way to do that is, as Dr. Duper suggested, let us embark with the little resource that we have right now. Personally, I volunteer myself, okay? Let us go for the educational roadshow. Unless and until we bridge that gap,
everybody.
listen, unless and until we bridge that gap, everything we're doing is rhetoric with the choir. That's my point.
I think I'll go for. Thank you very much. I think I like the idea of what my elder Stephen Charity said, and Modibo as well. Here's what I think I would like to do. I'm going to mention it to the media group. I know they've been busy. I want to go back to them. Maybe we'll get Modibo and my elder Stephen to come on do like a little half an hour thing, a video, post it, and start reaching people. Let's try that. And then share it on Twitter,
That is part of the because, AY, we talked about that. And so that's how we're getting people on board and trained so that we can have a wide variety of people from across the territory. Thomas will do his thing. We've got Dr. Carey, who unfortunately is not with us today. We've got Dr. Samuel. We've got lots of people that have been learning the message. And as we talked about, I think, was it the week before last, about reading those bite-sized information. We want to get the bloggers on board, right? We need those bloggers on board to be able to get to be able to get the word out. We need to make short videos, whether they're like a minute, 2 minutes, that really focuses on key things. We need a 5 minutes, a 10, the 15, the 30.
Yeah.
And I think I sent you. I'm not sure if I did. And then I'm sending you some of the ones that we did with the young people, where they had a round table and really explaining what was going on.
That is something I actually want to. If you haven't just sent, I don't think I've seen it. Send it just to
I'll comment.
and I will use that as a way to bring. And I'm actually be talking. I've been doing some shows myself about young people focusing.
Right, and we talked about also bringing people to have so that we can have as a start every single day. We've got a host posting a program.
Well, I'll get
Okay.
some.
We need to get people to sign up. Stephen has signed up to host the show, even if it's only 30 minutes, Stephen. once a week, or even if it's twice a month, okay? And I know Madupe has signed up to host one. So we just have to assign people to the dates. She's already ready. She's ready to go. And Omoba has, she's ready to go, evangelist. So we've got a good number of people, right? That can actually step in. Liz, is a good one to step in and help. So we just need to make the list, send it out so that people would look at what days and what times they want to, and let's just start. Just 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes once a week so that we can cover 7 days. And then we'll work on having, instead of once a week, we'll get more people so that we'll have, every single day we'll have 2 going on. That's what we need to do. We need to actually get it done. We need to actually get it done.
Well, now,
Tomorrow, yes, you have your own show.
no, it's not too much. You see,
It's only 30 minutes. We're only talking 30 minutes.
yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, no, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes this thing gets your passion really moved when you see, and then the lack of response. Now you talk about the world leaders and so forth. One of the realities that I think about is that when it concerns Black people and Africa, the West and white leaders may not be as sensitized. You see, in Rwanda, I remember that in Rwanda, they were killing 8,000 people a day. In 100 days, it was 800,000. Clinton could have done something.
But they won't.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. The wealth resides in the soil in Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
they take the resources.
every single country in the Western world has been built on wealth from Africa while impoverizing the people there. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So we need to stand up for ourselves.
I think so. To be honest,
Yeah,
we should cover everybody.
And especially the people in the diaspora. Okay? Israel did not get to be Israel until the diaspora got involved. Okay? So enough of this, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm this group, and I'm that group. Okay, cut that nonsense. If we don't unite, you're giving up your ancestral ground.
That's it.
Period. You're giving up your future. You're giving up your heritage. Cut the nonsense about where you're from or what group you belong to. You need to be on this referendum message. You need to be on it like white on rice. Period. Not brown rice, obviously. White rice.
Yeah. I would like to also say something that, because we talk about South Africa and we look at what happened there. You see, my personal opinion is that South Africa was something that the world looked at because there were white people living there. And it was as that thing was happening, it was getting to the point that it could have become a racial war. Even till today, President Trump was saying something about how whites were being suffering now. And so, you see, because there were white people in South Africa, they had to do something.
What turned the tide in South Africa is getting people impassioned in the Western world when they saw the level of what was going on. Because the people were very adamant about sending out the information, reaching out to people. Nigerians, indigenous Nigerians, learn from history of what worked. You can't sit there and not sign the petition for a referendum. You can't sit there and not tweet. You can't sit there and not be on Instagram and expect for things to change. WhatsApp is nothing, people. You're doing nothing. I'm telling yourselves that because you're passing messages amongst yourself that you're doing something. You're doing nothing until you come out into the real world.
Get out there.
YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you're wasting your freaking time.
Ma'am,
And wasting our time.
you're so fired up. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm so afraid.
no,
I'm escalating. You know,
And Moro, don't take it personal. I don't understand where she's coming from. Don't take it personal. She's just it is really important the things she said. For me, it's no longer about what the West do. It's about what we do. We cannot be looking at the West for solutions because they are part of the problem.
It's the people that rose up.
Yes, and I'm with you on that. I'm exactly with you on that. Yes. Well done, guys.
So when we let me just think about. Do you want to say a few words? I don't know, Chief, have you got a few minutes or before? How would you for time?
Yeah,
actually,
I already cut out the live feed, so we're just recording these portions so that we can, cut them up into great.
There's one frustration that I feel. And when South Africa was going through their process, there were prominent South Africans like this Bishop Desmond Tutu and others who were out in the front. I seen that man cry, shed tears in the public. But in this case, there are very few Nigerians or few indigenous people who are prominent in their rights doing anything. If they lend their voice, that could also help to facilitate what we're trying to do.
So I guess, Eugene, the question is, how can we make them to get involved?
Yeah.
That's the question we should be asking ourselves now.
You can lead a horse to the stream, they come first. I've reached out to some few people I know, even in the Houston, Texas area. My frustration is, no matter how much I preach them, even in Nigeria, I have never seen them. As if this thing concerns them. That is a big frustration. I don't know how else we can make them. We cannot knock them in the head and say, welcome.
I believe that this is not a time for us to give up. We really need to continue the momentum. People like Professor Wole Soyinka speaks every now and then on some of the things that are happening, and we just need to look for similar figures in our society and start tapping into them for them to lift up their voices. People who, when they speak, the world listens. Those are the kinds of people that we need to start fishing out and start looking for in our different communities, the national with the I just think that we need to continue to learn that.
And that's why I'm saying that we need a diverse group of people.
We need a
presenting this information, guys.
Yeah,
we all have different audiences.
Yeah.
And by the time we have, 3 sets going every day of the week, okay, in addition to what we're doing on Twitter, to what we're doing on Facebook, to the fact that we're going to be reaching out to organizations, right? We gotta do this. We have to do this. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
I've seen those prominent people from other countries when they were going through this, coming to you and making presentations. Do we need to knock this people on the head and say, hey, use your position, use your prominent figure to reach out to this UN people, and go and make a presentation? I've seen them. I watch them on YouTube. I'm like, how can I get these foreigners to maybe come and make presentation for our country? This is what I appreciate their effort and all that, but maybe we need to advise them that, hey, you can reach out to UN, and because of your prominence and everything, they will open the doors for you. We need to advise them. You're advising them that maybe that's what we need to also add to what we're doing.
If I may, before I forget this line of thought, when Jane said that that we should have like a kind of a schedule where we'll have a daily broadcast or show, I'm thinking that it would be easier since we already have people who have shows, maybe they will now have to do a timetable for themselves and then start inviting these individuals on a daily basis.
We'll do that too. Yeah, it's not either or.
It's not one, yeah.
Let's
go. Jane, let me finish this. The reason is that for some other people who are not very familiar with doing this, it may actually be a reason why they are not you know, I mean, they are not in all the way on it. But if you have people like Ayo, for example, and even Omoba, you know, who is here, you know, if they can have, you know, like individuals from the different groups come in and then, you know, like slate different topics, you know, on, on starting, you know, specific days, we can actually go through all of those and be able to, you know, get them all done, you know, because again, this is what they do. This is what they do well. So there's no, I mean, so it will be easier to have it done that way than to start, you know, having.
We can. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I do agree. That's something that is we can look at, but it's a collective approach. I think, and I keep saying, I'm going to throw this to the media people as well in the organization that we have. There's a wide group of at least 40 or 50. I'm hoping at least maybe if we can get 20 of them to do the same thing, then it's reaching more people. And then because this now at this point is about just reaching as many people as we can across all the platforms. Even I want to dare I say all of the organizations that we don't necessarily want to talk to, but they can see the reasoning behind where we're going, and they start talking about these issues, about the killings, talking about the atrocities, the genocide, you know, because we need our people to really understand that the only ones that are going to help us is ourselves.
Absolutely.
Nobody else. And that's the message. That nothing else. You call in this one, call it in the communities, people have got to step up within the community. If you have a community of 20, have 20 of you stand up. Right. And people will start listening. In every community, we did that. We encourage them to do that. That is the best way we can for their survival, for our survival collective. I don't think we should make it too complicated, to be honest. I think we need to really very, very go to basics and look at connecting between these communities if we can get it done. And like I said, the thing that solutions like Governor Tom came up with, that's what we should encourage our governors to do. Solutions about their communities, right? Okay, this is what is happening. How many of you can do vigilante? How many of you can do? Have we got a hospital or like a room for treating wounded?
Yeah, but we also need to have a security protocol, okay?
Yeah.
And Thomas knows what I'm talking about, right? Because we need to have. I mean, in the U.S., in areas where you have, you know, gang activity, you have violence, you have watch, right? People are watching, right? So you have to watch, and then you have a way to signal to your people. You have to be paid to stay alive, so that when they come, they can't find you, right? But if you're not watching, you can't see them. They're being surprised every time.
And we need to be watching.
How can we be surprised every time? That doesn't make any kind of sense, right? It makes no kind of sense. Okay, we need to be watching, right?
I mean,
so that's something that is very important. I mean, we've been calling for the governors on this platform forever, right?
How can we get? I mean, just another thing. We need some, even though we're not happy with the politicians and the governors. I think we need them on the platform, even just to just to begin to on all our platforms.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know they are evasive.
Let them explain themselves.
They're evasive about it. But
said the governor of Imo State, he's a public government.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we need to reach out to everything we can, because right now we need everybody's hand on them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need.
Everybody petition the audacity of it. Just send it. Let them come. Yeah. We need you to
work. Yeah, you know, we can reach them on Twitter, people. They all have Twitter handles.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, 10,000 of us send the messages out there, okay? We need to be shaking them up.
Yeah.
Okay? They're on Twitter. They're all on Twitter.
Yeah. I contact.
But it can't be just, you know, one or two of us doing it. We need to recruit tons of people onto Twitter.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's important.
One of the things that we know that the Southern governors are not pleased with some of these things. Yeah, and I think that if somehow, I mean, it has to be some personal work too. And then I'm thinking of the Nigerian army. Sometimes when you think of it, there are Southerners who are in that army.
Yes.
There has to be a situation where there is a break. There is a break where people from the South, or whether they are leaders, governors, soldiers, all of these come on board.
Because if for example, those who are Southerners and from the Middle Belt, if they say get in the army and they say we're not happy with what is happening in our ethnic communities, if they begin to complain and they're convinced with the kind of conviction we have, there will be a change. I believe so.
In response to my brother's, no.
Yeah, go ahead. We're listening.
In response to my brother's comment, I apologize. I have to chuckle when I heard that last phrase, there'll be a change. If you appreciate the atrocity and the ferocity of the Fulani government, I regret to say the only thing that will change is the systematic termination of all the Fulani, of all the southern military men. Okay? These people, the reason they have been silent, they've been psychologically marginalized to the extent that they are there just protecting their lives and their income. Until hell breaks loose and they're able to escape, I don't expect any change from them. I mean, they know these things are happening. They don't have any military officers of southern extraction in the hierarchy anymore. So you know,
retiring them.
Exactly.
Many of them have houses of Fulanese close to them.
Absolutely. The only reason that is keeping them there now is the fear of being court-martialed. So to expect that reaching them will affect any change, I don't think it's a dream that's going to come true anytime soon. I mean, at the grassroots level, if you know somebody in the family that you can talk to and you have a way of secretly getting them of the forces, maybe you can do that. But to expect that a mass education of these people, they know exactly what is going on. Yes. And there are some things that happened in Igangan recently. I cannot disclose it here, but I can talk to individuals personally about it that is coming out about all the strategies. The current events that are happening in Imo is actually a trial run. The exact same thing is happening in the south line in Igangan. They just haven't actualized what they are doing in Imo. Trying to see what the response is in Imo before they start in Oyo State. So it's not that they're not aware of what is going on, but the fear of being court-martialed and summarily executed is what is keeping the southern military officers silent. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's heavy.
Yes, unfortunately so. Yeah.
That's heavy.
There is a lot that's going on, no doubt about that. But the more we allow them to bring these non-indigenous people into the country, arming them with AK-47s, and the more that you keep silent, you're getting less and less and less safe. And so we've been saying, these governors, look at the Minister of Defense has said that the federal government cannot defend your people. It now falls on you. You just need to go put the law, give them the weapons, and defend your people. The federal government cannot say a word because they have abdicated their responsibilities. They are a failed state because the primary concern of a government is to take care of the
safety and security of these people.
Exactly. That's in the Constitution. So when they last year, I think it was last year that they said it, or maybe earlier this year. I'll find that video, and I think it was a article. It was
this year. It was 2 months ago.
It was this year. We need to post it out. And guys, we need to tweet this to every single governor in the New South. Why? Here's Governor Autumn. You don't have to write the bill. Use his own. Here is the federal minister telling you to protect your people because he cannot protect your people any longer. What are you waiting for? What are they waiting for?
Exactly.
But we need to hold them accountable. It's so sad. Okay? So guys, we're talking here But to reach our people, we've got newspapers in Nigeria, but it takes money to send this information out. So we in the diaspora need to take the steps that we must.
Can I say this, Jane?
Into our pockets. We do. We do. We can send out information on the radio because people are listening to it. So it's not just about talking. We need to reach into our pockets. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything I'm not doing. I'm saying we all need to be doing it.
Yes,
we need to come
absolutely.
together.
Absolutely.
And we need to do it. So we were supposed to have a Twitter session, but we have run through all of the time. So when we send out the information for next week, let's do it more of a very short session on a topic,
Jane.
letting people know what's going on, and then go on to Omaba, I see you. Can you speak right now?
Yes, I just want to chip in something that,
please go ahead.
yeah, like I think one of the strategies that these people are using, these terrorists or Fulani people, I don't know whatever name they call themselves, is like they attack through the weaker people, in the villages, the rural areas, and that is exactly, when by the time they conquer those people, they make that place an abode for them to establish their region and groom themselves. And that is why each region need to get back to the roots and put confidence, instict confidence in the people, not to be afraid, because giving them the examples of the villages that they have conquered already, and letting them know that if they surrender to them, if they don't do something, because that is what has been happening in the olden days, that whereby we have vigilantes, you have to produce somebody from the family. If you don't have somebody that you can put down for maybe night shift or morning shift as a vigilante, you pay money so that they can use the money to, employ and take care of people who are watching. So those kind of a thing, we need to let them know what is going on and give them example. Each region has to do a grassroots awareness, one-on-one. And that is why we're calling on people. They need to support us financially, so that if we have people on ground who can go to those villages, rural areas, and campaign, tutor them, let them know, give them pictures, even if it's possible, play them those videos of because many of them, they may not have the access to see those things that we are showing online or internet. So if we can have those people on ground who will go to those areas, taken up by each region, I think it will go a long way to preserve these people. By the time these people are done with the rural area, they are already in the city, we know, but by the time they are done, they already have established places where they can, groom themselves, prepare for whatever they want to prepare for. But we need these people to be aware of what is really going on. That's what I want to chip in. And we are begging on people to please, all the business tycoons, all the wealthy people, normal human citizens that have one little change, that they should bring their money out, because by the time this thing happen, they won't be able to do any business. They won't be able to do any investment again. So everybody has a part to play in what is going on. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great points, Amora. Great points. Yep. Yeah. So, anywho, I know it's hard to tear ourselves away, but we need to actually put this.
And Jean, before I forget, please, I don't know if we are on Instagram, because Instagram is a platform whereby all these celebrities, all these artists, actresses are. If we can find our place on Instagram, maybe stream there, bring, people that we know who can, I know that a few of us, some of us or our people can get us connected to one or two people that will begin to bring them up in a live program like this, and it should be streamed on Instagram.
And because we're asking her to prepare like a training, and then she can help start getting our information out or something, because she's been doing that. So she joined Nina's a little bit ago and has been spreading the message. but we definitely need a lot more. It's not so wet for us about that. We definitely need them. I mean, TikTok is blowing up right now, and we absolutely have to be on TikTok, right? And so I am actually going to hire someone, as I said last week, to actually start putting our information out there, putting it together, because they've learned the algorithms and the timing and blah blah blah. So we need to kind of utilize that and be able to get our information out, broader, not just to our people, but also to those who we have to reach their hearts, however deep it is, to do something about what's going on. Okay? So, AY, you want to take us home? We've had a long show, but it's been very informative. And I want to thank everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Listen, I don't have much else to say other than that. Look, this is a very, very sobering experience. The last two guys who spoke, one from Imo and the one from Middle Belt, it just, that sucked it all out of me because it just became the reality of what we're facing.
Yeah.
What I'm not daunted. What I'm trying to do is I want to be focused. I'm trying to think. We should all be thinking about how we can be effective in whatever we're doing.
Absolutely.
So we do more of what is effective and less of what is not effective. I think Twitter, Instagram, all of those things. And also short videos, youth videos, this kind of thing. I think those are we need to be looking. We should be more solution based.
Yeah, and we also need to be reaching out to like the international media.
Yes,
we need to get them involved in what's going on. So guys, there's a lot to be done. I put the information out there about the Twitter handles that we can send the ICC information. I put in the links from the Twitter handle, and there's the address to send letters.
Yeah.
And we'll be
email address.
Yeah, email address is out there. The phone number was kind of weird, but we'll get that as well. We just have to start.
Even every one of us in the US here or abroad need to start engaging our mayors, all these.
Exactly.
Yes.
I have the House GOP, the
yes.
House Democrat, but
to the lowest rank.
There's the listing of all of their Twitter handles because we tweet at them. If people would just follow Freedom from Nigeria at Freedom from Nigeria and just retweet, because we tag a lot of these, we tag a lot, okay? And so you retweet and it's going to hit them again, okay? And then the next thing that I was going to talk about is that we need to work on having this message trend in Nigeria Twitter. And that's one thing that we need to focus on because that's how our young people are going to start getting the information. We need to get our hashtags and our message, trending on Nigeria Twitter because we need those young people. Okay, so they're practical things that we can do. So I'm going to reach out to a lot of the people that have spoken here so that we can have an offline meeting and really start dividing ourselves into the things that we need to do. Okay, but everyone here is your responsibility to go out on Twitter and retweet and to tag. You get a tag.
There is an idea.
People and tell them to send it out. We all have different social influences.
There's an idea that came into me, Jane. I don't know if it's possible. I can say it online on here. Let me just do it this way. Like this treating of a thing, because we need it to be massive, right? There are a lot of youth out there that I'm just talking because of, especially for we that are in the media, AY is here, and some other people. If we can help, I know that people are hungry, the youth are hungry, they're just looking for what to eat, and that's why they say follow those politicians. If we can do a kind of like gift out, that's what they do on Instagram, all this follow me, followers, I don't mind to do such a thing, like to get them free from this, yes, to just give them something. If you can, give me like 100 tweets, things like that, to just maybe you just give them a token or a gift.
To get it to trend.
Yes.
So we actually have people that can gather people together and maybe do that.
All right.
And that's why I said when we meet, I'm going to invite, it would be a cross-continental meeting. So we can talk about those things, and I can say, to share with you guys, what the cost of that looks like, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, because those are all things that we've looked into so that we're sure as to what that is, And we also have, having the apps is very important. So we already have the Nina's app. We're just waiting for it to be released, And again, the more the merrier. The more the merrier, right? The more Twitter handles that are out there, the better. Okay, and so we need to focus on really looking at our numbers. We need to look at our numbers. How many people have we gotten on Twitter, new people, every week to retweet, to follow us and retweet our messages? Every single one of us needs to have a Twitter handle. If you don't know how, we're going to teach you. Okay, we've got the training and everything set up. And then, like I said, we're going to have sessions where we have 30 minutes where we all come together and we can, and then we can tweet together. We'll tweet specific things out. All of us will tweet together. Okay? I see Sade, you have a comment. Go ahead. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And then we will need to be wrapping up.
Thank you very much. I just want to ask a question because a lot of people they like to be attend Nina's meeting every now and then, but we don't have how to get in touch or you people to contact us.
Yeah, well, we post out every time that people to provide their email and their phone numbers so that we can be sending you information. So if you put your information in the chat, then we'll reach out to you and we'll send you information. We'll bring you into the WhatsApp channel so that you can start getting information. But also we want everyone to not just be on the WhatsApp, but to actually, do all this stuff that we're talking about, okay? So if you put your information, there's a chat, I don't know, or if you want to give out the information, you can send it to me personally, like on the chat as well. And then that way we can bring you in, okay? And then the website is, www.minasffn.org, but it's also in the chat. I put all of that information in the chat so people will see it.
Okay, maybe if I get in touch with AY.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if you have his information, AY, so then that way we can bring her on the platform.
I will send it to you so you can. Yeah. I will. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just a quick follow-up on Ms. Polashadi's question. Rather than attempting to reach the millions, why can't the leaders initiate the outreach to the alliance members? Okay? In other words, sending the meeting notices to the alliance members' website or the contact person. I mean, there are no more than 8 or 12 alliance members that we're aware of. That's easier to reach by leaders, whether individually or sending some of us to do that, rather than waiting for the alliance member individuals to reach us.
Yeah, because we are sending this out broadly. And, when we send it out, that's what we're saying. When we send it out on the platforms, we're expecting the people on the platforms to send them out to the groups and to other people. Okay, that's the doing part of being on the platforms. Is when we post these, you send it out to other people. Because your group of influence, all of us, even if we have, 1 or 2 similar friends, but we have other people that the rest of us don't know. So you take the meeting and we start posting it from, Monday, Tuesday, then you start sending it out and asking them to send it out. Okay? That's why we're asking people to do, instead of just bringing in information to share, put it on Twitter, then put the link. Then we'll go follow the link and go retweet. Let's all become doers, please.
Jane, also, we can do that, but also don't let us assume that everybody is so tech savvy.
I know, but
that's to retweet.
We have training.
So I believe that we possibly need to have maybe a session, or even if it's like a tip sheet or a cheat sheet.
Yeah. I'll send it to
say the
out.
steps that you need to follow because not everybody is tech savvy to just go and start reading.
Right. And we'll set up some training for all because we do have the training programs. You know, we have like step by step with screenshots. So when you click on it, you know exactly what's going to show up. So you can follow it step by step.
Can you post?
Yes,
so we're reaching out to members, to our other members in on different forums.
Yeah.
We can actually attach that as well.
Yes, I'll post that. And then also, take you step by step as to how to actually post and how to tag. I'll post that. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing I'd like to ask, before the pandemic really hit, and before Ninas came into existence as an alliance, I was working and I have been and still am part of LNC. Now, before the pandemic hit, we used to have meetings. We used to have physical meetings, okay? And people would attend. As I'm here, I'm thinking, wow, a whole lot of these people are not involved with what is happening right now here. Okay, the pandemic came and we couldn't meet and all of that. Well, as things hopefully are getting back to a more normal kind of situation, are we planning to have where members of the alliance can meet physically?
Absolutely.
At some points? Absolutely. In different locations?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think that will also help.
Absolutely. Yeah, but people are very stubborn. Okay, people will meet, but they won't do. They will talk, but they won't act. That's a big problem that we have in our people. Consistent across the whole alliance territory, unfortunately. We talk a lot, we don't do a lot. And it's trying to get people into that doing habit. That's what's really, that's what's really difficult. But we have to keep at it, and that's why we're talking about all these different strategies of how we can actually bring people on board, because that is a problem. Going from talk action to take action. That's our goal, to take our people from talk action to take action. Okay? Okay, guys. I think that we have hashed this out. We will meet on the 14th and really kind of just start it. Okay, we just need to start. Okay, and get going. And I think we'll start seeing a lot more success, and we'll be tracking our numbers because it's really important for us to know if what we're doing is being successful. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Citizen AY, where are you? Are you still here?
I'm still here. Sorry.
Okay. Where?
So listen, I wanna thank you all. I think we should all. I know this is it's a task. It's a thankless task. Well, we thank you all for taking the time to come out and listen and play an active role. Every one of us here, we are all affected by what we're hearing, but we shouldn't feel tired. We should feel energized to try and go forward. Even if we are reaching 2 or 3 people, we're doing something.
Yes.
And there is progress. It might not look like we're making progress, but we are.
I mean, we are. It's just a lot slower than I would like it to be.
That's it. So. And I mean, the information about the ICC, I know it's so great for people to hear. And connecting those things, the ground, the things happening on ground to those reports, brings it to life. It makes people want to relocate. How can I impact this? How can I change it? And of course, the ideas and suggestions we came up with, and we want more suggestions. All of us here, we are all important in this.
Absolutely.
And I think we should just continue. It's not a time to get angry or frustrated. It's just focus on getting that message out there, working together, doing whatever we can to get that message to the next person and the next person and the next person and the next platform and the next platform, and then it becomes a huge wave that is unstoppable. So, but please, let's just continue, and I want to thank you all. I think I won't add any more. I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, AY. Thank you, Modupe, Eugene, Paul, Thomas, Imoro, Sade, everyone that's asked a question, Dion. You guys, we're really excited to have you join us and get the information, but more importantly, We'll be excited to see you on Twitter, to see you on Instagram, to see you on the WhatsApp, where you're actually bringing information and telling people to go retweet, to go like on Facebook, etc. Okay, because we really must go from talking action to taking action. So thank you all very much, and I wish you all the most blessed weekend. And we are here every Saturday at 7 p.m. Nigeria time, which because of the fallback is now noon. I think we didn't have a lot of people today because the time change and it's all kind of confusing as to when is when. But we'll be posting the time zones and the different continents in the invitation, so it makes it easier for people to remember. So thank you all again very much, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye, Tom.